When we talk about motorsport, I imagine everyone thinks of the car, the driver, the engine, but all too often, we forget the one thing. And I emphasize the one thing that connects the car to the track. And it's partly because of this that you'll either win or lose. The tire. Be efficient, be quick, be high performing. Zegnova tires. When we talk about motorsport, I imagine everyone thinks of the car, the driver, the engine, but all too often, we forget the one thing. And I emphasize the one thing that connects the car to the track. And it's partly because of this that you'll either win or lose. The tire. Be efficient, be quick, be high performing. Zegnova tires.
Soundstripe.
When we talk about motorsport, I imagine everyone thinks of the car, the driver, the engine, but all too often, we forget the one thing. And I emphasize the one thing that connects the car to the track. And it's partly because of this that you'll either win or lose. The tire. Be efficient, be quick, be high performing. Zegnova tires. When we talk about motorsport, I imagine everyone thinks of the car, the driver, the engine, but all too often, we forget the one thing. And I emphasize the one thing that connects the car to the track. And it's partly because of this that you'll either win or lose. The tire. Be efficient, be quick, be high performing. Zegnova tires.
Pizza! Pizza! I can do that. I'll get the Milo test.
Who knows what was going to happen? It's close to the rain, but, you know, bittersweet. I've been saying with what's happening with Irwindale, oh, my God.
Drifting. One of the driver's technique or intentionally oversteer a car to lose traction while maintaining control. In short, the car goes sideways while still going forward throughout the corner.
Top 16, round 5, the finales of HOTPIT Autofest, the finales of Irwindale Speedway. Oh my God.
Officially the last drifting competition at Irwindale.
Sadly, your last drift competition here at Irwindale Speedway, HOTPIT Autofest round 5. And that will officially round off our top 32. We'll see you here at the top 16.
If there is an amazing part of a show, there is an opposite side of it.
Oh, and Lewis with contact, not too bad, not horrible.
Come on, okay.
The LS Doctor,
It's like we got a fire from here, but looks like a fire. It's just a tiny little fire out back.
Back up at 4 o'clock. We're going to have the boys out here, national anthem, autograph sessions. All the things are happening. Let's have some fun. Thank you guys for coming out. See you in a little bit.
Before we get to the drift part, it is an Autofest. We enjoy all collaborations.
Thank you guys for joining us. Awesome cars.
From Dino Child, straight to Dino, straight to Dino. Trenton Beecham gets the win officially. Trenton Beecham gets the win, moves on to the final. Give it up for both these drivers. Give it up for... Got the fire action right there, right behind the drivers there. Good time to go, and then filling that outer zone is Rome again. Charpentier keeping great proximity from Doug. Rome Charpentier just absolutely not shaken whatsoever.
Escalette is just doing what she does best.
Your winner for round 5, HOTPIT Autofest 2024, Irwindale Speedway, Trenton Beecham!
When we talk about motorsport, I imagine everyone thinks of the car, the driver, the engine. But all too often, we forget the one thing. And I emphasize the one thing, that connects the car to the track. And it's partly because of this that you'll either win or lose. The tire. Be efficient, be quick, be high performing. Zegnova tires.
Soundstripe. 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 Soundstripe.
Heyo!
What is up, dude?
What is up? Hey, we are back. Ladies and gentlemen, everyone can hear us because I can hear myself out there.
Definitely.
Hot Pit Autofest, round 2.
In the beautiful Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway.
Yes, we are out here, this place. We were here a year ago. This is really the third event that's really happened here. We
Yep.
know Adam LZ had his world tour here. Hot Pit Autofest came out here, and now we're back.
Dude,
with
it's-
a very cool course, I think.
Dude, I think this is one of the most technical courses that we have. I'm excited to show it around and to talk a little bit about it. But dude, I'm excited about the day. Last year we came and it was super hot. Cars were running like, 200, 220. Now it's like super chill, super nice.
Yeah, it's a pretty good day for it.
I
It's
like
not too hot. Starting to get warmed up. It's definitely going to change the dynamics of the driving.
Yep.
But weather's great. Track's looking really good. Nice, fast-paced track. We've got some crazy drivers that have come out for this one. A couple of guest drivers.
Yep.
We've got Amanda Sorensen,
Well,
Cameron
she's actually
Sorensen,
laying.
Grant Anderson, and Corey Hassiford making his return. So super rad. Glad to see these guys back in the drift field with us hanging out.
Dude, I love the fact, for example, I was talking to Grant, and I'm telling him, I'm like, dude, you drive so much. You go on to Japan and drive this, and in the East Coast, you're, from the snowy freaking mountains, and he's just coming and slaying. I think he's actually one of the most underpowered cars in the field, and he is slaying, which speaks to the testament of practice.
Interesting that you had sent me a text. You're like, hey, there's some people not liking the track on the first couple laps out, and he was one of them. And I'd walk up to him, and I was like, when it was his time to go out and practice for the second laps, and I was like, hey, heard you don't like the track. He's like, well, I'm not saying anything. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
And then he went out and slayed. Like, first lap out, wasn't a 100-point run or anything, but it was like probably in the 70s, high 70s.
Yeah.
Great run. He comes back and like, yeah, I like the track.
Yeah. They told me the same thing. They were like, you know what, dude, I think we misjudged the track because of the picture. But now that they had a few practice laps, they did good.
Yeah, and he's definitely doing good. Definitely a solid driver in his BMW.
Yeah, E36.
Okay.
LS E36.
LS. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I think we've got some talking points that we're going to go over for you. We've got a quick list. We've
Yes, sir.
tried to be prepared. As chaotic as this is, we're actually a little bit more prepared. I mean, the fact that me and you are both right here, starting the show, not running around putting out fires, we've got Gary and Chris ready to hop on in the background. But we thought we'd give you guys a quick intro, quick rundown. I know we got some drift basics. Do we have a graphic for that?
No, that's just basically talking a little bit, of the drifting. But we do have a few talking points in terms of the ruling and the event format, and that's, what we're going to go through. And, this is how Hot Pit actually behaves and creates a ruling. So tell us a little bit more in how we have come up with our own ruling.
Yeah, I mean, on the screen you can see the basic rundown. Most of this is pretty simple. Drivers are going to compete in a single elimination head-to-head battle. That's kind of the dogfight scenario where one driver leads, one driver chases, and then they flip it around, where one driver then has their chance to lead, and then the other driver has their opportunity to chase. Each battle consists of the 2 runs, like we just said. The higher qualifier always leads first. So if it's first against 32nd, first place qualifier is going to go higher. If it's 16th versus 17th, you're going to see 16 lead first.
Correct.
So higher qualifier always puts down the better lead run first that we want to see. And, you know, things change. When they qualify, the run, you know, it might not have been their best run. So they might have qualified low. For example, we had Logan Hunter blow an engine. And he actually wasn't able to qualify.
Yep.
And so where it differs from what you guys have seen in normal drifting, Hot Pit Rules allows for someone to actually not qualify the day before. And what we do is we just give them an incomplete, and we push them all the way to the bottom of the field. So right now we have 39 drivers. So he was in the 39th position. And we were able to watch him in practice and go, okay, we know that you're a ripper. We know that you can drive. There's no reason to send you home early. Now he has to battle whoever was in, let's see, it would have been 26th position, to battle his way back in.
Correct.
So the last 25th to 40, that's the last 16 qualifiers. They have to do a tandem battle to actually fight their way into the show.
Correct. I actually very much like that you're explaining that rule because it's odd. Sometimes people think, okay, they didn't qualify or they just, you know, lost that spot. But no, we have an actual opportunity for drivers to be able to come back to the field if they do well. In this case, as you mentioned, you know, he actually changed his engine overnight because he blew it, and then we saw that his practice was being decent throughout the rounds. So that's a little bit of our rulings. You know, we have so much to discuss in such a little time. So I think it would be good to discuss a little bit about the track, right?
Yeah, we have the track real quick to hit the last thing on this graphic that we have out there. The judges can determine a one more time if the battle is very close.
Yes.
And another rule that's different for HOTPIT Autofest versus your traditional Formula D, traditional other sanction bodies, if one judge votes a winner and the other 2 judges vote a one more time, typically it was always the majority rules and it would be a one more time. With HOTPIT Autofest, it is different. It is, if one driver picks a winner and the other 2 say one more time, it's basically like they didn't vote.
Yeah.
And if the one judge voted for a winner, that's your winner.
That's a winner.
So it really puts more pressure on the judges to actually pick a winner instead of just saying one more time.
Correct.
I want to keep the judges accountable. They've been in the sport a long time themselves. They're all drivers. They've all been watching drifting forever. So I know that they can pick a good winner. And so that's the difference in our one more times.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, these are over here some of the basic qualifying or point scoring. You know, you have the qualifying line. You have to be able to run a leading line that is chaseable, which is very important. You follow the power alley and the brake zones in the actual appropriate areas that the judges have deemed. So like that, the whole run could be good. Something that someone asked me yesterday, and it's good to explain, is what happens if 2 drivers, for example, got a 79 score, you know, or an 80? Who goes, you know, who's 5th and 6th, as an example? And the way how we deem that is that the line, the angle scoring is the highest scoring of all. So if 2 get 79, but one has, you know, a 25 in angle versus the other one 23, the one with the 25 goes into being into the higher place. I mentioned that because it is super important for you guys to know in how our drivers are being seated into that aspect. So now, one of the things to discuss, which is extremely exciting, is the actual track. Yeah, let's go into that. I want to see that track and what you think.
Yeah, look at that. That's different from what we did the first year that we came here. And this track came about for 2 reasons. One, if you notice, it looks very similar to Road Atlanta.
Yep.
And it's my favorite track, Road Atlanta.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. And that's actually not the reason that we decided to do a Road Atlanta style here, which actually RJ and the crew dubbed it
KTL.
KTL.
Kern County, Atlanta.
Yep, that's super rad. But because we're doing circle track, NASCAR, plus drifting, we needed the drivers to get on course and off course faster and actually return back to the start line faster. So this track actually lays down a very quick, I think somewhere in the 25-second range of someone initiating in and coming all the way through and initiating out, and then they're off track. So when we were both looking at how we were going to redesign the course, it just dawned on us, hey, the Atlanta-style course that we did at Irwindale Speedway a few years ago, last year actually, we can do that here. And we did a couple changes from what you would see from your basic Atlanta that we had to change here just because it's not an actual road course. It's a circle track course with a big opening in the center. Inner clip 1, right? We go through touch and go from the start line, touch and go on the wall, into inner clip 1. And then shooting across the inner clip 2. This is very similar to Atlanta. And now you have to stretch it out to the touch and go, and that's definitely the power alley where you really have to angle up, stretch the car into a large either handbrake or left foot brake, big angle into what's zone 1 or 2. I don't know how it is in the graphic.
That is zone 2.
But zone 2 coming into what would be the keyhole in Road Atlanta. And then what's super fun about this track, and me and you both got to drive it last year, is the elevation change. Driving up towards the wall is super fun. Finishing out, exiting out the track, we do have what's zone 3 or 4 coming out of there. And then what we had to do is, like Atlanta, where you exit out on the same exact part of the track, because this doesn't have a defined track, what we wanted to do is we have an inner clip 1, but we also had to have a separate inner clip on the way out.
Correct.
Because what if the driver takes the inner clip out on the way in?
They don't have a
They don't have it on visual on the way
reference.
out, so we had to add a different one. So it laid down a little bit different of a track, but hey, after I got to do a few laps in it, I was pretty stoked. Yeah, I know you're jealous.
I know.
And funny, I actually drove the pro car, not intended, but Jackson Orr is borrowing my demo car.
You guys stabbed them, right?
Yeah, I actually did. That was scary. I was like, don't hurt my own car. But funny enough, like, so I took 3rd place in the Long Beach Grand Prix, and it only makes like 400 horsepower, right? And I was telling him, I was like, well, no excuses, bud.
I know. Dude, I mean, I actually was thinking, you know, this is, in theory, on paper, a high horsepower kind of layout. At least that is what you think based on what you see. But then I'm seeing some of these guys in the 400s, you know, 450, actually laying really solid laps. And, you know, one of them, and I'm going to give him a good shout out, is Micah Linau in the yellow E36. He's surprising me. He's doing, you know, very well. So I'm excited. I'm excited to what we are going to see this afternoon. We have a lot of excitement from the drivers, you know, from NASCAR that we're not going to be streaming, but they're going to be over here in line and so much more.
We're going to have a long day. It's time to get to the show. I believe we need to get Gary and Chris on here. We've got a few sponsors to shout out, and then let's let this day go.
Definitely, to every single one of our partners, we highly appreciate you. Jeff Jones Racing, the man himself, spending countless time and money. Big Duck Love, myself, company doing merchandise, fantastic. BC Racing, Coilovers, incredible. They're supporting us and they're giving amazing contingencies. WiseFab, incredibly proud to be with you guys. Action Clutch, the Prisma Lab, Lockdown Performance, one of our new partners. Tesla, yes, that Tesla that you guys are talking about. Zestino Tires, Zeknova Tires, XCOM Tires, and Valino Tires. Thank you all for being a part of
One more that's super cool that came on board.
The U.S. Marine Corps.
The U.S. Marine Corps downstairs. We got to give them some ride-alongs yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if we were able to get the video that I sent over for live stream, but Zendara got to give a ride-along, and they were just ecstatic.
Oh, yeah.
So hopefully we can get that video to play up here. The Marines, they're used to some action.
Yeah.
But they're all car guys and girls.
They are.
And they loved it. When they got out here, they were like, okay, I know what my next hobby is.
Oh, yeah.
So that's going to be really rad. Okay, I think that's good
guys.
for us. Let's let
Let's do this.
Gary and Chris hop on here. Let's get this show going.
Yes, sir.
When we talk about motorsport, I imagine everyone thinks of the car, the driver, the engine. But all too often, we forget the one thing. And I emphasize the one thing that connects the car to the track. And it's partly because of this that you'll either win or lose. The tire. Be efficient, be quick, be high performing. Zegnova tires. When we talk about motorsport, I imagine everyone thinks of the car, the driver, the engine. But all too often, we forget the one thing. And I emphasize the one thing that connects the car to the track. And it's partly because of this that you'll either win or lose. The tire. Be efficient, be quick, be high performing. Zegnova tires.
All right, we are back. We're back in the beautiful Kern County Raceway. Me and Gary King Jr. are up here in the level 3 stands this time. We do a slightly different view than last time, but looking good nonetheless. The drivers are looking amazing. Walked the pits earlier and shook hands with a few people. Looked at all the guys under the cars and changing diffs and clutches and axles and transmissions and all kinds of stuff. Lots of good stuff going on, Gary. It's a fun event. It's a little warm. We got some shade.
We got a couple of drivers out here we haven't seen in a while. Corey Hossiford out here.
Mr. Grant showed up. He's from Florida.
Grant Anderson is from Connecticut.
Connecticut.
Yes.
Connecticut.
He came all the way across the country for this, and it's great to see that they are participating in this event.
Yeah, look at the pits. They're just stacked full of, chocked full of just amazing cars, amazing people, amazing crews. And we're getting ready to send it here. Who is our first battle, Gary? You got your things up here? It looks like it's Dustin Farrell and Wesley Stump. Both cars looking great in the pits as far as I can see. Dustin Farrell, I'm assuming, qualified very nice. I didn't get to see the run myself, but qualified very nicely, qualified high.
Yes.
Usually does. Wesley Stump just squeaking in there, but this will be a fun battle to watch. We got some warm-ups here in the pits. You get the tires going to get warmed up there, Gary.
Nevertheless, two heavy hitters ready to combine their skills to see who will be the victor of these battles. Mr. Dustin Farrell, one of our back-to-back continuous drivers. Same with Wesley Stumps, excuse me.
Yeah, these guys are, I believe, have driven just about every hot pit event we've had. Hasn't been a one.
Yes.
So are we centered here? So someone's got to run me down. All right.
All right.
All right, so
first battle of the day. Mr. Stump's over there getting his tires warmed up.
now we're going to switch it over to Wesley Stump tire warm-up. So we do get to see him take off from here. And you know, let's compare the live feed to what oh, it looks like it's like 1-to-1 almost.
It is.
Yeah, and almost no lag here from the live stream.
Dustin Farrell in that beautiful S14 with the JZ. Wesley Stumps in the VQ37 powered Nitrous.
Dustin Farrell in the 2F Performance Black Cloud Nissan S14.9.
S14. It's not a 15 yet. He's almost.
It's just about there, right?
Hey, buddy, you can't get into this club, but I'm 13 and a half. So we sit here as.
And then again, Wesley Stump in the Import Specialties Nissan 370Z. Can't miss that. Looks like we're ready to go. Tires warmed up. Guys on the line. Are you guys ready to see some battles?
There's a live stream. Everybody in the live stream audience at home, watching from your cellular or mobile device, or if you got a unlimited Fire Stick, you're going to watch this as well.
If you got the what is it, the jailbroken Fire Stick? Yeah.
Brad just got one, so all he's been watching is Downtown Abbey.
Brad strikes me as a guy that would get stuck for probably a good month or two on his jailbroken Fire Stick, just rolling through them, you know?
Definitely. He's watching from home, as is everybody. If you have YouTube, go to HOTPIT Autofest, type it in on the search bar, and it'll come up right there. Don't be afraid to leave a comment. We are open to all forms of criticism. You can judge our outfits, the way we brush our teeth, the way we comb our hair, or even the way we breathe.
Yeah, we wait till we go home to cry. We'll cry later. We won't do it here.
Or you could just meet us here. And we can play it. I got Yu-Gi-Oh cards on.
So what are we are waiting for a clear. Who's sending us off here, Gary? Do you know? Usually at every event, there's somebody who's either flagging or pointing or doing something with some form of signage.
A little bit different this time. The layout's different, so I believe somebody in that beautiful tent that says HOTPIT Autofest on the top of it will send these competitors off.
Dude, I need like a. You could just like turn around and like just fucking piss in a bottle. Just piss in this cup right here.
So Dustin Farrell, 28 years old. He's from Queen Creek, Arizona. He's been driving for 10 years now. So he's been driving since he was 18. He does collision for work.
Yeah, he does body repair.
Yeah,
he painted that car.
It all makes sense now, Gary.
So you're one of the very few people not running a rap.
It all makes sense now, Gary. That's why the car's so beautiful. Of course.
Wesley Stubbs.
All right, here we go.
All right.
Without further ado, Dustin Farrell out front. Wesley Stump's going to give chase. And nice little smooth initiation there from Dustin Farrell. Wesley Stump coming up short there. I'm not sure what happened. Hardcore spin out there with a 360 at the end, but Wesley Stump kicking it back into gear there. And Dustin Farrell's going to round out that run nice and smooth, filling that outer zone. And we're going to kiss the wall and call her there. We're going to switch him up. Wesley Stump's going to be out front at a disadvantage due to the wipeout there at the initiation. I'm not sure what happened, Gary, coming off the bank. A little slick, maybe, a little slippery.
Maybe a little too much zapparoonie.
Some tire dust?
Let's look at it here, the replay.
Maybe we get a replay here. Ooh, I like this angle.
Loving it right here. You can see right here, just a little bit too much.
Yeah, I think maybe he was trying not to hit Dustin and then maybe break a little too hard and lost that.
Just give him a little tap next time.
Just give him a little tap. He's a body guy. He does collision for a living.
Right?
He'll fix it. Look at just the smooth transition from Dustin Farrell. Smoking it up, filling the zones, hitting the touch, tapping the wall. Let's go, Dustin Farrell.
I really like the way they did the layout this time, where it doesn't sacrifice being too committed to getting close to a wall.
Yeah, you can kind of just rip it, huh?
Just a little bit, but just a lot of it. What's going? What happened? Where they're at? Where are? Okay, they're getting back to the line right now.
Can't see them yet, Gary, but they're in frame if you look at the TV here.
It's going to be interesting to see. There's a big power difference between these two chassis.
So how much? It doesn't tell me here.
I want to say Wesley's making 450. Dustin maybe around 700.
Well, we'll see if it has an effect here in the next half of the second half of this battle. Wesley Stump out front. Dustin Farrell's going to chase.
As we await. They're on the line. There they go.
Wesley Stump out front. I'm assuming we're not going to have the same mishap here. We're going to have a nice little, there we go. Good little entry from from Wesley Stump. Dustin Farrell diving in, keeping the proximity there on Wesley Stump. And Wesley Stump just walking it out. Just getting out of that outer zone. Wesley Stump, Dustin Farrell right behind him. Oh, and Dustin Farrell swings in there with a little more angle.
I think it's safe to say we kind of can predict who won the best of this.
Yeah, well, you know, Wesley Stump going in there at a disadvantage, it's not going to matter too much how well the second run goes. As long as you complete it, you're going to put a score on the board, get your points. But at a big disadvantage like that, you want Dustin Farrell to make a mistake there so you have some form of a chance. But good run from both drivers. Dustin Farrell just reeling him in there, keeping the proximity. Wesley Stump just getting out to the outer zone for a second there.
It's crazy to me that you can see the. Usually we're able to see this from where we're sitting, but now we're seeing it from the sky eye view. And it's kind of cool to see.
We've got a sky high view. I'm not taller than Gary. I'm standing up. Gary's sitting down. I can see a little better.
Just a little bit. We are.
So we're gonna throw it down. You know, we can at least we can see the. We can see that. We can see the drivers. They're lined up. I can't see the judges. I can see the back of their heads. There they are.
Where this is in the middle of the track.
Well, they're usually in the same room, and I like to listen to them banter. So it's going to be a little weird not to hear the chatter.
It's a little different. This is our second time at Kern County.
Second time at Kern County. Beautiful Kern County Raceway here in Bakersfield, California. Nice little 2-hour drive, Gary. And Dustin Farrell gets the win. Dustin Farrell gets the win.
Dustin Farrell, congratulations. You will be going to the...
Shout out to Wesley Stump.
Top 16.
Top 16.
Yes, Wesley Stump's great job.
Give me 1 second, Gary. I'm going to go smooth something out real quick.
All right.
That's mine, right?
Hello, hello. There we go. There we go. Making sure we're getting through the walking paces, making sure that. Okay. Spaghetti. Spaghetti. Ooh. Next, we got Eric Welch versus Sam McMoogie. Eric Welch in the Lockdown Performance Mustang. Sam McMoogie in the 951. Beautiful E36. BMW powered BMW versus Ford powered Ford, which will be a great battle. Sam, one of the truest BMW enthusiasts I know outside of Rome, that wants to keep the BMW platform going as they set off. Mr. Welch will lead. Sam McMoogie will follow. They initiate. Creating a little bit of space right there from Mr. Eric. Sam McMoogie trying to get a little bit closer to him. Dives in just a little bit. Makes up a little bit by proximity. Now he's on his door. Oh, kind of straightened up a little bit. But he's still chasing him down. He is not letting him go. That Mustang-seeking BMW wants to put up a fight.
I'm back, Gary.
Welcome back. Where'd you go?
Well, I was just trying to figure out just something. You know, might help us a little bit here. Your head is significantly larger than mine. I had to adjust the headphones a lot.
I'm sorry about that. Forgive me.
No, I mean, it's not your fault. You just got a large cranium.
Quite a large man. Yeah. You see in this replay, Sam playing the.
Sam dove in a little hard there, huh?
Just a little. He's trying to make it up. I don't know if it's maybe. The car's different, the setup's different, this Mustang's not Mustang.
Well, it looked like he might have overcommitted just a tiny bit, diving in a little too hard, maybe expecting the Mustang to dig out of that corner a little faster than it did. But, I'm just speculating, Gary.
It could be maybe...
I'm going to switch him up. Sam McMoogie out front. Oh. Give me that. Eric Welch is going to chase.
Sam McMoogie, 961 correction. I thought that was a 5. That's 961. Sam will lead. Eric will follow. Creating a lot of space. Sam right there. And the beautiful E36 coming around that zone.
Big gap here from Sam Magmumi. Eric Welch going to have to dive in there. Try to close some of that proximity, and there he does. Gets some of it there, but Sam is taking what he can and running with it, Gary. Probably feeling at a slight disadvantage because of his chase run. He's going to go super hard in the lead, as he just did. Eric Welch having a bit of a time keeping up with him.
I think it was a smoke cloud.
Yeah, it must have been.
I want you guys to imagine trying to walk through a house fire, and all the doors are closed, but you don't know where the doors are. That's essentially drifting.
It can be like that.
I've tried to chase somebody before, and I was like, I'm not going to do this. I'm just play time attack.
So I think that gap started right there at the beginning of the lap there. Sam Magmumi just absolutely taking off from the line. Eric Welch having to make up time here from the very start. Having cut the line a little short and shallow there. Try to keep up with Sam. Cutting a little bit of the distance there, but Sam is just out in front, wide open. Nothing in the rearview mirror. And Eric Welch just tapping the wall there just a little tiny bit.
As they both met their zone requirements, but the distance. But will Sam's first run determine if he was not?
Yeah, so it's going to be a matter of was Eric Welch taking a little too easy in the chase because he knew that Sam made a mistake, or was it just enough? And that is for the judges to determine. I'm not super sure. I'm not sure how I would call that one, Gary.
I'll probably run it back, but it's too early to decide.
I think that might be a run back.
You know what? Honestly, Eric was able to complete his run, even though there was a distance advantage. He didn't waver away, but
yeah. So what do you think is the bigger mistake? Leaving too much proximity between you and the lead driver, or making a mistake in the chase? It's got which one weighs heavier. And I think that's dependent on the judge as well. How hard is the judge? How hard is the judge judging?
Personally, I would need to see that ran back.
Personally,
just for the simple fact that distance wasn't satisfying, but then also Sam's chase wasn't great.
Yeah, so a little bit, a little mistake from the chase, and then maybe a slight lack of a chase.
And Sam
Magmumi gets the win. Sam Magmumi gets the win.
There we go.
All right, so we're still ironing a few things out here behind the scenes. But Gary, what a show so far. We got a couple of drivers through the ringer here. Looks like a very colorful matchup coming up here next.
I believe
that's Mr. Rome.
I think that might be either the hard part is
that's Casey Chavez and Tony Crispin. Tony Crispin coming out hot.
You know how
this event. That car looks really cool now. Must have done something in the off season, Gary.
A little bit. I knew that was Casey because on my Facebook friend requests, he pops up on the suggested.
I know that one of them's got the purple and one of them's got the yellow. I gotta remember which one it is. That's my job, Gary. But look at Tony Crispin looking real hot with that new livery.
It looks low key like a C4 can.
A C4?
Like trying to think. It looked like a Pokemon.
Pokemon, huh?
A Pokemon. As they're off.
All right, so here we go. Casey Chavez out front. Nice little initiation there from Casey Chavez. Tony Crispin a little far behind there, but he's going to try to dive in here, I'm sure of it. And there he goes. Tony Crispin with the dive, closing the proximity there. Oh, man.
Did he go off course a bit?
No, I don't think he did. I think he just about cleared it. And Casey Chavez fell in the outer zone, kicking up some cones here. Tony Crispin diving through the smoke, bringing that cone with him through the last turn. Casey Chavez and Tony Crispin. We're going to switch him up. So Tony Crispin is, he definitely changed that car up. It looks a lot cooler now. The TC Racing Defined Wraps Nissan 350s. He makes sense. He's got a wrap sponsor now. So Tony Crispin going to lead us. Casey Chavez is going to chase.
Casey Chavez being 25 years old with 5 years of driving experience from Mission Viejo, so that's not bad.
5 years, Gary?
5 years.
5 years and we're going pro, huh?
5 years.
I've been driving for longer than that, and I've only driven one competition.
How did you do?
I got second place.
Hey.
It was just an big entry competition. But here we see some big entries coming from Tony Crispin and Casey Chavez up next as we inspect. I think it looks like we're inspecting something on Tony's car there. Ah, yeah. That's a wheel. Dang. Yep, let's get that out of there. Oh.
Is that a bumper?
Yeah.
No big deal.
We don't need those.
I don't know, no stinking bumper.
We don't need no stinking bumper, huh? All right, so here we go. Switching them up. Casey Chavez out back. Oh, we got a skateboard guy.
Do a kickflip. Do a kickflip.
Let's see it.
Is he going to do it? Why they get up with the camera on the skateboard,
How bad
man?
would you have felt if you just did a kickflip and the headset went flying? And
He was pushing like he wanted to. Look at all the beautiful people in the stands right now admiring Hot Pit Autofest. It's beautiful weather conditions. Slight breeze.
all right, so without further ado, believe we're going to send these cars here pretty soon. Got that bumper ripped out of the bottom of there, Tony Crispin's car. I think that was a cone that did that, punched it up under there. So here we go. The bright and beautiful second half of the battle. And here we go. Nice initiation, smooth initiation for both drivers. The proximity's a little better here from Casey Chavez. And man, that stretch right there, that long straight, they have to just stretch it through there while trying to keep proximity with the drivers in front of them. And Tony Crispin kind of making a little bit of a weird line out there, maybe losing the track just a little. And Casey Chavez rounding out that last corner with a little bit more smoke.
What I like
Tony
about
Crispin.
that run.
I think it's the straight right there, man. That straight sends you for you just got to fly through it and hope you end up in a good spot at that last corner, at that second to last corner. Right. See, they have to they're just flying through here trying to stretch that, maybe third gear probably, and then having to line it back up here on track. It seems like a real tough. It's looking to be the tough job here today. Looking to be the tough part of the track. It's stretching that and then getting to that outer zone. So
That's too hard for me to judge.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to judge that one myself.
It's like, you go to the store, you see two apples.
Yeah. It's almost like we need 100 more horsepower just through that middle section there where you just got to really stretch your third gear. And depending on the car and the gearing and the trans, some of these cars might not be well suited for the track layout. That long straight there, that long straight in the track.
It's almost like they need a little bit of a manji.
Yeah.
To carry them through.
It's a little unconventional of a corner.
I like to talk to the track designer and see who.
Well, unconventional corners are cool. It's good because that tests your actual skill as a driver. If you can make it work and you can win a competition on a layout like this, nothing can stop you. All right, so it looks like it's gonna be a what is that? Not sure. So I think we're getting a one more time. Yeah, one more time between these drivers. So Tony Crispin and Casey Chavez are going to run it back. We're going to get a one more time. Get to see those beautiful cars run it back one more time. I wonder if Tony Crispin gets his bumper on before the next battle.
Just leave it off. It's creating too much aerodynamic drag. So he's going to need as much cooling power and momentum as he can in that front bumper.
All right, so now we are going to get Mr. Rome Charpentier, who I just mistaked Casey Chavez for. As you can see, the cars are very similar, but this car is yellow in the middle instead of purple. That's the difference. Remember, people, Rome Charpentier with the yellow, Casey Chavez got the purple.
Nathan McGuire.
Nathan McGuire, that's a new name for me, Gary.
I haven't seen that one before. Was it a Mustang? You see, I was telling you, I thought that was S14.
The Mustangs are back, and it's an older chassis, too. We love to see that.
And we were talking about that on the way. I was like, Chris, remember? I was like,
they look like S14s.
Yep.
Yeah. And he did a good job with this one. This car looks super nice.
I've seen this gentleman around the Vegas Drift and a few other events. I've seen him over at the AVS a couple times.
Okay.
So he's no stranger to danger.
Yeah, Nathan McGuire. Let's learn a little more about him. 34 from Southern California. It's a 98 Mustang.
Okay.
He's into cars, anime, death metal, and death metal. I'm into death metal as well. He's got the God Hand Racing 98 Cobra for Nathan McGuire. And the well-known Rome Charpentier will give us a lead while Nathan chases.
Yes.
And I gotta get someone pointing over here.
Can you point to us?
You give your boy. Can somebody get your boy a finger?
I got a finger. You pull it. Up. Sorry. Distracted.
You're good to go. I see somebody counting, and we're gonna send them. There we go. Rome Charpentier out front. Nathan McGuire. New name for me, but I love the car already. Let's see what it's got. So nice little initiation near the wall there for Rome Charpentier, getting out front. Just extending that. You see how Rome did it a little bit different than everybody else. He almost, not a manji, but he kind of strains a little bit, digs out, builds the speed, and then flicks it again. So that might be the way to do it. There's lots of smoke coming off of his car. It's looking like it was a nice way to set up the lap. Nathan McGuire, again, having a little bit of trouble keeping the proximity. I think it starts with the straight, that real long stretch there. Once the gap is made there, it's almost like they're racing from the start point halfway through the track till about halfway through the track is a race, and then the next half is proximity, angle, style. But for the first, 2 corners of this layout, these guys are just racing to get there. And then once they get here to the wall, it's more of, okay, let's tandem. See if you can follow me. Here's my angle. I'm hitting this zone. But yeah, the first part of this is just really, you got to keep up with that lead driver. You just got to find a way to glue yourself to them while doing this real wide extended initiation and corner. Real tough, Gary. This is a good testament to driver skill here. The guys that make this work are gonna, you're gonna see the difference. You're gonna see the difference between guys that can make this work and guys that can't. Or no, maybe not guys that can't, but maybe aren't having the best day. Or maybe the cars aren't well suited for a track like this, but you'll see what I'm saying.
I believe in everybody until proven guilty, and I think it's just one of those things. It's a power and gear ratio game.
I also think as the day or as the weekend progresses, the more and more the drivers get to drive this layout, the more they can maximize potential proximity.
The hardest part is going to be building that speed to that first turn.
Yeah, it really is a drag race there from that starting point. So Nathan McGuire out front, he's going to lead for us. Rome Charpentier, the OG. Chase him down here at Kern County Raceway.
Another beautiful day.
So we got RJ Contreras out there, pointing fingers.
Delegating.
Just bossing it up, showing hearts, gyrating hips. Love to see it. We're all having a good time out here. I got a double finger from Riley. We love to see it. So we got fingers out here. Nathan McGuire out front. Rome Charpentier is going to chase. Let's see if we have this thing that I'm talking about here. So here we go. Here's the race. They're racing, right? And then they got to get to this corner, and here's where we start dialing in the proximity, dialing in the tandem. Here's where we can showcase our style. Nice little transition there. And Rome closing the proximity. This is what you want to see from the chase drivers. If you're able to, man, Rome just wiping out there a little bit on that clip. But that's what you want to see from the chase drivers is there's going to be a gap. There's, just due to the layout of this track, the way that we laid this out, there's going to be a gap unless you guys are super equal in power. You guys take off at the perfect time. But the drivers that are able to close that gap, work with what they've got in that second and third corner to reel in their lead driver, that's what we're going to want to see from the chase drivers. That's going to be winning battles here today, Gary.
I think the hardest part is just the consistency of staying in that proximity.
Yeah.
As with everything here, we only 3 battles deep.
3 battles deep. But what I've seen so far is what we can be sure of is they're going to be racing from that starting point up until about the second or third corner.
The crappy thing is it's like an armpit kind of where they only can. It's not like a straight. It's just
yeah. You kind of just have to wing it through there. But so Rome with a little bit of contact there. I'm not sure. I think Rome might have been trying to close the gap and maybe shot in just a tiny bit hard there.
Will that count because he did spin towards the end?
It was at the end of the lap, but I'm not sure it'll even mess with the score too much there. But the judges always have something to say. Their opinion matters most. That's what they're hired. That's what they're paid for.
Are they?
And that's what they're qualified for. That's why they have that job. That's why we talk and they judge. And I judge too, but it's just not official,
I feel you.
Because I don't know what I'm talking about. See, Mr. Tommy Roberts, very gangsterly, staring at his credentials. What do you got there? Oh, he's got his notes and his POVs. Okay, so he's definitely delegating. I like to say, as the judges delegate, Tommy Roberts is aggressively delegating here. All right, so Rope Charpentier gets the win. Rope Charpentier gets the win. And a little bit of clarification there from our director is the reason Rome got the win there is I believe Nathan didn't finish in the right spot on the track. I believe maybe got lost a little bit in the layout due to the changes in the track layout. I'm not sure, but yeah, that was the reason there.
Welcome to drifting, people.
Never know what you're gonna get, Gary.
Who we have up next? Josh Mason versus Justin Leonard.
So Justin Leonard makes a return. Justin Leonard making a return in the Sac City 350Z. Looking at a cool 600 horsepower for each of these drivers here. Very, very similar builds. Two totally different chassis, but they both are rocking a 454 Chevy LSX making 600 horsepower. I think there's a few Chevy LSXs here. They got some crate boys in the house.
Where are y'all getting this money from? I know y'all just as broke as me.
Oh, there we go. So that was a quick turnaround. We got Josh Mason out front. Justin Leonard going to follow. Ooh, nice initiation. Justin Leonard predicting when he was going to flicking at the same time. But getting up there on the straight here, this is the deal I'm talking about, Gary. You really got to pay attention as the chase driver coming through that long straight is how are you going to close this gap? How are you going to get there in time to get your tandem battle, you know?
If you notice when Josh Mason took off, he kind of rolled the wall and then zapped right in.
Yeah. Well, the difficult part is, as the chase driver, it's going to be difficult for you to fully commit to the throttle like that behind somebody. You're behind them. You know, as the lead driver, you could take off. You're gone. You know, nobody's in front of you. I'm out of here. And then it's up to the chase driver to keep up with them and predict all those moves. And drifting already comes with the complications of what's this guy going to do? Can I predict what he's doing? I see his wheels moving. Can I guess what he's going to do next? Now you're trying to fly. You know, going from 40, 50 miles an hour to 70, 80 over there within a few seconds while having to predict what this guy's going to do in the next corner. Choke up and not hit the wall. I mean, this is a difficult layout, Gary.
It is. It is. As you notice when Josh Mason went, how much power that those tires were smoking through that straight.
Yeah, and both of these guys are making just about the same amount of power. So you know it's not really a power thing and more of a... It's more of like it's more of a timing thing. It's like driver mode. You just got to be on it.
Like a 1/1000, 2/1000, 3 initiate.
So we'll see if Josh Mason can do any better in the chase. We got Justin Leonard out front.
Josh Mason, former co-worker of mine, but also the homie.
That's right. Josh Mason did do Hoonigan, huh?
Yeah, he was a fabricator.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I thought, it wasn't just the job. It wasn't just the Camaro. He actually, I remember that. I worked with Josh Mason, too.
Yes. We've got at least 5 with you, Corey, myself, Josh Mason. All we need is Cacao here.
Oh, wow. That's a name I haven't heard in a while. So Justin Leonard in the Ratchet Drift Motorsports LS3. Oh, it's not, it's an LSX 350Z.
If somebody could explain on the internet the difference between the X, the 3, the 7.
I don't know. I think it's just marketing and cool stuff. And then Josh the Villain Mason in the Villain E92. I'm glad it's got an official name there.
The Villain?
The Villain.
Who's this guy, the Riddler? He couldn't come up with a cooler nickname? Don't let me give me Gary the Rizzler King.
Gary the Rizzler? I don't think that would be your nickname, Gary.
I need a better nickname.
Skibbity Toilet?
See, what does that mean?
I don't know. I'm not young enough to know. I just know what it is.
Do you have Ches?
I don't know what that is.
Hez? Got skibbity bitty bop boo bop bop.
I like that. That's a banger. All right, there we go. Justin Leonard out front. Josh Mason. Oh, Josh Mason. He's gonna try a little approach here. Let me just hold on to your bumper. All right, and that's what we want to see right there from the chase drivers is that commitment. Put the power to the ground. Dive into the door. Josh Mason diving into the door. Justin Leonard there, following him through most of the track. And Justin Leonard filling the outer zone. Lots of angle. Good smoke. Smooth. And nice and smooth lead lap there from Justin Leonard. And Josh Mason doing a real good job with the proximity there. Diving in, even through the toughest part of the track, keeping proximity. And that's what we want to see from the chase drivers. That's what I was telling you, Gary, is it's going to be difficult, but you got to just really, like I said, in the beginning of the track, he was holding on to his bumper already, and he decided right here, I'm going to floor it. I got to catch you. And there he does it. About as much proximity as you can get from Josh Mason and Justin Leonard there. And Justin Leonard just doing a perfect job of drawing the line here, hitting the outer zones. Smooth and fluid through the track. putting the power down everywhere he goes. Could have been a tiny bit more aggressive, but it was just a beautiful lead lap there from Justin Leonard.
Just enough to get the job done. But will it be enough to get the job done?
I'm gonna say that the chase from Josh Mason was pretty hardcore. That's definitely gonna be a positive on his scoring, But again, beautiful lead lap from Justin Leonard, just smooth and fluid through the entire track.
Can we let people know that this isn't the same car Josh Mason brought a year before?
Yeah, Josh Mason built an entirely new car.
He just does this for fun.
It's ridiculous.
Like, he just is like, I'm gonna wake up. It's like he Adobe Photoshops in real life. Copy paste, formula, zap it, and it's just as nasty as it was before. Look at that car, beautiful, beautiful.
And Justin Leonard, I believe he was rebuilding that car, wasn't he?
Justin?
Justin Leonard, yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah, because he wasn't here last round.
Should have been on the old sabbatical, taking some time for the family,
Yeah, as we do. Work hard, play hard, Gary.
Decided to join us in here at Kern County Raceway in Bakersfield.
Beautiful Kern County Raceway, Gary. All right, so looks like we do have a winner here. And Mr. Drum roll, please. I said drum roll, please. And Josh Mason gets the win. Josh Mason gets the win. He's already walked away to show love to Justin Leonard there, but Josh Mason gets the win. Moving on to the top 16.
I ain't never noticed Josh Mason have a Jimmy Neutron haircut.
And speaking of moving on, we're moving on to the next battle. It's going to be, this is going to be a fun one. Margaritis Katsanidis versus Adam Knapik.
Adam Knapik in the Donut Media.
15 years of driving for Adam Knapik.
15
years of driving. So veteran in the drifting world, Adam Knapik. I remember watching Adam Knapik drive probably a decade ago in Top Drift when I first started going to Willow Springs, over a decade ago for sure.
Now Willow Springs owned by Singer. So.
Singer. We're not doing too well over there anymore, are we?
Where?
At Willow Springs.
I think, you know what I really think it is the owners.
I mean us as drivers.
No.
Yeah.
But we can't complain. In California, we still got Apple Valley.
We do have Apple Valley, and we got beautiful Kern County Raceway as well.
And Orange Show Speedway.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So moving on to the next battle, Margaritis and Adam Knapik.
Margaritas Cantanitas is one of the favorite names I love calling.
It's such a great name.
Margaritas in the LSX 454 Nitrous. Adam Knapik in the Donut Media E36 with a 2J in it. Styling and profiling. Are those VSKFs on there?
They are.
Don't park around me. I might take them.
Didn't you get your wheels taken? You do need some wheels, Gary. I'm sorry to bring that up, but Margaritas, the LS Doctor, BC Racing, BMW E46, Spec 2 making 775 of the wheels there. If you need an engine, that's your guy, Mr. Margaritis Katsanidis.
I really used to think he was a doctor.
He is a doctor. He just works on engines, not people.
I thought he was a people doctor.
He could probably work on you.
I'm okay.
You're a lot like an LS1.
Am I?
Yeah, sure.
Lieutenant Dan.
We'll just grease you up, throw a cam in you. Yeah.
Where would you
make a cool 450 to the wheel.
Cool.
Yeah, a 5.3 Gary under my hood. All right, moving on. Oh, and Margaritas looking real pretty over there. I'm loving the livery right now.
Same. I love the people who brighten up their cars. So if you don't understand, for us as commentators, when you drive a brighter car, we can distinguish you from the other car. Because if you're like, it's a black FRS with a 427 engine in it, and I look like James in the Giant Peach stunt double.
And here we go. We're sending them. We're taking no time to send Margaritas out front and Adam Knapik out back. And speaking of liveries, Gary, Adam Knapik with the Cars Are Pain on the front of the hood. I could totally vibe with that. But Margaritas filling this entire track. Knocking out some cones here. Adam Knapik going a little wide. Look at Margaritas just drawing the line here. Jumping in that outer zone, sitting back on the wheels, digging out of there. And Adam Knapik doing a great job of following the line that he left, but could have done maybe a little bit better job in the proximity. But beautiful lead lap there for Margaritas, losing a little bit of the bumper there. And Adam Knapik going to switch it up switch to the lead position. And what's cool, what really like goes with the vibe there of the Donut Media car and Adam Knapik's car is, it's as close to me. That car is as close to it. It reminds me of a skateboard.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And that's the vibe I believe they're going for. I mean, you can get their clothes at Zumiez. It's pretty sick how the car just kind of fits right in there with the Donut Media aesthetic.
I love the fact that it's got a very street style to it.
That's what I'm saying. It reminds me of a skateboard, or like the guy that drives that car knows how to do a kickflip for sure. You know?
Yes.
So that's Adam Knapik in the Donut Race Division E36.
Donut Race Division.
Donut Race Division. Been driving about half his life.
Damn.
Yeah. I mean, most of us can say that, you know?
I just started driving a few years ago.
I know a lot of people like Jeff Jones. People like Tommy Roberts can definitely say we've been driving for probably half our life.
Jeff Jones
I'm younger,
is in one of my option videos.
That's what I'm saying.
In a bone stock FC.
Yep.
I remember I
Jeff
first
Jones
saw
been around
Jeff
for a while.
Jones. Where Jeff Jones at?
He's right out there,
Jeff
awkwardly
Jones!
standing around, trying not to listen to us talk about him.
Back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all on me.
That's right, Mr. Jeff Jones. Thank you, Jeff Jones, for inviting us again out to the, again, beautiful Kern County Raceway, where we will be seeing Adam Knapik out front and Margaritas Cassinides in the chase position.
I feel as if Jeff Jones should be the final boss. Like, after you win, you need to beat Jeff.
You face Jeff.
Like, if you beat Jeff, you get your prospect license.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So they should just have, like, Jeff Jones shootouts?
Like, you know, like in Pokemon, you got to be a gym leader and get the badge. That's how it should be to get your prospect license.
You could just petition for a Jeff Jones shootout.
Like, you pull up to, like the top drivers in that top 20. Like, bro, like, hey, Jeff, I got to, like, you got to beat 3 of them.
I will say Jeff would be he'd be a good driver to use in that. Yeah, let's go back to the battle. We got Adam Knapik and Margaritas Catsinides. And Adam Knapik, nice drawn out initiation there so he can line it up to take off from Margaritas here in that super long shape. But Margaritas using that power to close the gap.
If you notice,
Adam Knapik launching that cone.
Ooh, a little wall tap. Perfect
little wall tap. Perfect little zone fill, but Margaritas just ever so slightly catching up there. And Adam Knapik leaving nothing on the table there. So a little bit less power, but it didn't matter. Adam Knapik was gone. And once he hit that straight, he said later.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. But Margaritas making short work of that gap with the 775 horsepower, just closing it in here right at the end.
Knock, knock, hello. Who is it? Opportunity, let him in.
Mm-hmm. Big cone punt there from Adam Knapik.
He's feeling himself. You know what? He's one of the very few 4-door BMW E36.
It is a 4-door, faux doors.
Comp car at that. Margaritas Catsinides. Give it up for him, people. Give it up for him.
Give it up for Adam Knapik. Give it up for Margaritas Catsinides. And give it up for the judges because they're going to tell you who won the battle. Margaritas Catsinides gets the win. Margaritas Catsinides gets the win.
Congratulations,
that was quick.
Margaritas.
Didn't take long.
Thank you, Mr. Adam. We will see you at the next round of Hot Pit.
All right, so got a little bit of lore here in the pits earlier. So TJ Hunt and Jackson Orr are going to be up next.
Nope. We're going back to the battle.
We're going back to the battle. So this is going to be Casey Chavez and Tony Crispin. Going back to that battle between Casey Chavez and Tony Crispin, the one more time was a little too close last time. And Tony Crispin with a smooth 300 horsepower right here. He's probably going to have one of the tougher times in that straight is what I'm talking about. Oh, he's got a swap now. He's got a V8 swap now. Okay, so this graphic is a little old. All right. Well, shout out to Tony Crispin. He's making it work. Car looks better, makes more power. Disregard what I said. He's going to take off through that straight.
What do you him? Oh, they're off. They are off.
Casey Chavez. I noticed the smoother initiations here are giving the drivers a better shot at rocketing through that straight. The harder and more angle you initiate with, the slower you're coming into that straight.
You're scrubbing all that speed
away. So the drivers are learning here. And Tony Crispin with really nice proximity here. Keeping up with Casey Chavez. Casey Chavez drawing a real nice line. Smoking it up. So if you see what I mean, Gary, when they initiate, it's the smoother drivers that are not getting so much angle. They're able to power through the corner instead of slowing down and then having to pick it up again. They're kind of smoothly transitioning through the corner, and then they get to just romp it through that whole straight. That's going to be the difference here, Gary. I think that's going to be the technique.
What they want to do is take nice little strokes and get through the course. Don't put too much power into it. Just enough to get you there, get you in the zone, but also know when to use the power, because a lot of people don't realize, yes, you have 700 horsepower, but these are drift cars. As soon as you get on it, that speed is going to go. That's it.
All right, so we're going to switch back up.
Is that a printer?
Tony Crispin out front. So Tony Crispin in the completely refreshed 350Z this year. He's got a V8 swap. He's got a brand new livery. Doing it big.
As Mac Dre says, he's in the middle and he's feeling himself.
He's feeling himself for real. The car looks good too. I saw him rolling from the pits. Here we go, Tony Crispin. Let's see what kind of initiation we get. Well, smooth initiation. Good bit of angle there. And flying through that straight. What are we gonna call that, Gary? That's not a straight. It's just a long, drawn-out sweeper.
There we go.
Good proximity here from Casey Chavez. Nice line for Tony Crispin there. I mean, the lead laps were you almost couldn't even tell the difference. The lead laps were both phenomenal from both drivers, filling the zones, drawing nice, just nice, smooth, consistent lines through the track. Tony Crispin initiated on the wall there, flying right by the cone here. I mean, filling the track pretty much all the way. Riding the wall here, Tony Crispin. This is where Casey Chavez starts to close the gap. Transition right there on the bumper of Tony Crispin. Definitely doing a real good job in the latter half of the track with proximity was Casey Chavez.
They pull up to the line to see who will be the victor. Will it be Tony Crispin
or Casey Chavez in the garage is taking the BMW46? Judges looking at it. It's funny, we get to look at the judges up there in the fish tank, but really, actually, we're the ones in the fish tank. They're outside. And Casey Chavez gets the win. Casey Chavez gets the win. Shout out to Tony Crispin for making it out here, making it happen.
See you at the next round, Tony.
Yeah, Tony Crispin. I don't think he qualified last time we were in Kern County, so this time actually making the top 32. It's a beautiful thing to see. Give it up for Tony Crispin and Casey Chavez.
Looking fabuloso.
So now we're going to switch it up.
TJ Hunt versus Jackson Orr. They were just hanging out.
Yeah, we were just hanging out with them. They're all just hanging out in the same trailer. So TJ Hunt, that's definitely not a Supra, or that's definitely not a Supra in the image. TJ Hunt in the 890, looking at a cool 800 horsepower.
Well, that's a 370Z with a JZ.
Is this a different car? Oh, that's not the Supra.
So Jackson Orr and Jeff Jones' car.
Oh no, Jackson Orr.
He's practicing for the burnout competition at Crash Style later today.
So I mean, we just gotta TJ Hunt do that.
Alvarine 370Z.
So he's got specs for his Supra on the graphic, and then the Corvette, and he's driving the 370Z. So he's got a lot of tricks up the sleeve there for TJ Hunt. The whole switcheroo.
It's okay. Last minute, when you have a competitive nature, when you have cars on a multi-faceted level, you can bring it just in case one breaks.
Yeah, so I saw what happened there is we had a little bit of too hard of a dive in there from Jackson, or he dove it just a little too deep and hit the front tire on the side of the TJ Hunt's car.
I'm starting to think Jeff Jones' cars were rigged. Last week, Jack Shanahan came. Last round, drove Jeff car.
Yeah.
Now Jackson Orr.
Hey, Jeff, I believe that's the car Jeff got third place at the Long Beach Grand Prix. So
we got Jack Shanahan, Jackson Orr, Michael Jackson, Lakers in 5.
All right, so Jackson Orr is going to lead for us right here. TJ Hunt in the Valvoline 370Z. Beautiful chasing now. So Jackson Orr with nothing to leave on the table here. He's got to let it all go. Got nothing left to lose.
There we go.
Straight out here, that cross, that sweeper. TJ Hunt diving in. Good proximity here from TJ Hunt.
Straightens out a little bit.
Oh, man.
But TJ just, little
Down
down.
there again. I'm back.
There we go.
So shut it down there, TJ Hunt. Jackson Orr doing a good job out front. In the borrowed that's a 370, yeah?
I believe so, yes.
Borrowed C34 is a dual 370 battle here. Totally different belts. So good initiation there from Jackson Orr. Flying through the sweeper here. Nice little E-brake adjustment. This is where TJ Hunt dives in, gets the proximity. And then he sort of bobbles here just a little bit before he dives right back in on the door there, Jackson Orr. Jackson Orr doing a great job of filling the zones. We almost wish he didn't have that mistake there. TJ Hunt shut it down there. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure.
Maybe you got Hartman.
Maybe it's time.
Intel from John Schaefer. John Schaefer says, I'm not listening to what John Schaefer just told me. John Schaefer says, your hair looks unkept, but you look happy. I've been wearing a hat all day, John. John Schaefer,
All right, so going back in the battle, it's looking like we're going to do it one more time. So it's going to be one more time here between TJ Hunt and Jackson Orr. One more time, and rightfully so. I believe we that was let's do it one more time. A little bit of a mistake on the initiation from Jackson Orr, and then a shutdown there from TJ Hunt. So we love to see it. You know, I'm hoping that was just the homie shutdown. Let's run it back.
now that they're off the track, we have a family feud. Cameron Sorensen versus Amanda Sorensen. Who's gonna get the top bunk? Who's gonna get the biggest piece of chicken? Who's gonna get the last cup of Kool-Aid in the house?
This one isn't popping in the live stream. I don't know what will be, but the Sorensen battle.
The littlest of Sorensen versus I think she's the oldest.
This is the small thing, little Sorensen versus big Sorensen. So Brandon Sorensen out front. And his sister's yeah. Kern Sorensen, sorry. Ooh, look at that car, man. That thing looks crazy right now. And doing really well, Cameron Sorensen. Smoking it up. Oh, that's the most smoke we've seen.
That is a man. That isn't a boy, Damon. That is a man. That boy is consistent. Look at him.
The smoke just pouring off of that Eurofighter. And Amanda keeping it clean, keeping it tight, keeping the proximity, pretty much mirrored the lap the entire way. But man, the smoke coming off of that car is crazy.
He bullied her.
We'll see what happens in the chase position.
You gotta remember, since this is a younger man, all he knows is driving, Dino Nuggets, and Scooby Ribs. So, with those three things being said,
look at the smoke pouring off of Cameron Sorensen's car there. And just locked and loaded with the angle. Just set it and forget it.
That's what I like about this.
Oh, man, how smooth is that?
Like, some people have been wavering around like,
oh, brother, what a smooth lap there. The double Sorensen. Here we go, we got Matt out front, Karen out back. And I mean, it's gotta be a little more comfortable, right? Driving against your sibling. It's like, well, if I hit you, I really act like I want to.
But how often has Cameron been the, we gonna start driving, Cameron? We gonna get in this car? And it's like, I'm like, and you see him, he just composed.
Well, the man is driving his butt off right now. So we're gonna switch him up. I'm really excited to see what Cameron does here in the chase position. To all the smoke coming off of that car. Just the consistency of his driving. Once he enters the corner, he's at the same angle as when he's leaving the corner. I mean, he hardly even adjusts the steering wheel. Super good lap for both drivers. Cameron really standing out there at the lead position.
Not too much praise too early because he still has to follow.
He's got to follow.
He's got to chase. And if he does what he's been doing consistently these last couple years, months, days, hours, seconds, I think he's going to be a problem. I know he's
no longer, Gary.
He's on the door.
So, rather smooth initiation. Amanda just launching out there. Cameron diving in. Oh! He catches it too perfectly and keeping the proximity there, almost losing it. Dives in again to that outer zone. Amanda just trying to get away from the Cameron. Sticking to the door there. And smoke pouring off of both cars. Cameron with the 360 finish. Let's hear it for Cameron Sorensen.
That boy put a little salt.
That was saucy from the boy right there. That's what we want to see, Gary.
Listen, we get excited when the drive.
When the drive is exciting, your boy gets excited.
Exactly. Not to take away from the other one.
Oh no, they're exciting as well. But I mean, when you see something like that, it's sibling on sibling. Look at the dive in there for Brandon Sorensen, almost taking the rear end now of her sister's car, and then keeping the proximity there for the rest of the track. Tons of smoke for both cars, tons of angle, super consistent, just barely, ever so slightly adjusting there to stay behind his sister there. Cameron Sorensen doing a beautiful job in the chase position, and Amanda doing a great job in the lead position. Both of these cars are very similar in looks, but they perform slightly differently here. Looks like there's a power gap.
Cameron
Sorensen with the win. Cameron Sorensen moving on to the top 16.
Amanda, make sure you don't touch that man's big piece of chicken when he gets out.
Who gets the top bump, Gary? Huh? Now who gets the top bump?
You know what? He might just sleep on the floor. He'd be petty. I didn't even want it. I just want to see how bad you didn't get it. Damn.
He gets the Elvis suite now. So Cameron Sorensen moving on. I see John Schaefer with all his body panels.
John Schaefer versus Jake Gonzalez. Jake Gonzalez came into this competition, HOTPIT Autofest, a little bit over 3 years ago.
As a young boy.
As a young boy.
As a wee lad.
A rising bull in a pen full of killers. But now, he's going against John Schaefer. But this is no man new to him. He's battled with the big dogs before. And what I like about Jake is his everlasting relentlessness for perfection.
Yeah.
But John Schaefer is a bully.
John Schaefer is a bully.
He will throw a body panel. He will throw I've seen John Schaefer come up
the thing about Schaefer, man, and I sound like a broken record, but the thing about Schaefer is he just lets it hang out. He don't care. That motor, it was a borrowed motor. Now he bought it. Now it's his motor, now it's a new motor. It doesn't matter. I'm just gonna swing it. If I blow it up, I don't care. I'm just wide open. I'm gonna fly through the track, and you better try to stick with me. And Jake Gonzalez is gonna do just that. Believe me. He's gonna try to keep up with the boy.
Try to.
And then they're gonna switch him up, and it's gonna be the same thing in reverse, but you know, if I was battling John Schaefer, that'd be the thing I'd be worried about is this guy doesn't give a rat's behind about what happens here.
But guess what? I don't either. I don't either.
That's the attitude you gotta have.
So what's good? What's good? Run that like you talk that. You know what I'm saying? Keep that energy when I see you on the track. I'm just speaking for you.
Oh, I forgot. So, a lot of our drivers have title sponsors as far as Jake Gonzalez. He's in the Eurobond Nissan 240SX. And John Schaefer simply in Tiffany. That is the entirety of the biography.
John Schaefer. Let me just John Schaefer, 42 years old, 12 years driving, a transporter, drifting his life, and Chili's chips and salsa. And that is gross. First of all, John Schaefer, there's a bunch of other places you can get chips and salsa. The honest answer, Jeff is my brother.
Jeff Jones is now John Schaefer's brother, and John Schaefer driving the car simply known as Tiffany.
Jeff Jones and John Schaefer look like two overgrown kids that escaped the milk line, and now I'm here to put them back in their place.
All right, so. And right along here, so we got to get these set back up by some drones and birds and things flying through the air.
That is a big drone.
That's a big old drone.
I've seen a drone the size of an IKEA coffee table once.
You know, theoretically, can you just keep building drones larger and larger to carry larger things? Like we build a drone to go to Walmart and just like pick up Walmarts?
That'd be a hell of a carry, right? Okay. That'd be crazy.
Well, speaking of,
that's where they have a flying person.
What do you do? Flying person right now, Gary? Can we call that as well?
Would you want
So John Schaefer out front. So, and this is the earliest John Schaefer in Tiffany national team. And Jake Gonzalez, this is the best we've seen. Jake Gonzalez on the door there. John Schaefer
you do? I'm here because I want to win. You know, and John Schaefer taking a different approach there, initiating super early. And then coming out real wide there where he's already kind of a good idea. Almost. I'm not sure if they made it faster or slower, but they think Gonzalez used his hit advantage and kept the proximity to his entire. That's what we want to see. He hunted that man down. He said, "Are you John Connor?" No, I've never seen him before. And he said, "Yeah, run." Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm switching him up again. Mr. Jake in the lead position, and John Schaefer is going to be, I mean, he's got to put back to him, right? It can go. John Schaefer ain't never had somebody that's Jake is always out front. Very aggressive lap there. Solid. That looked really cool. John Schaefer didn't attack his lap whatsoever. He said, "Oh, they want it, okay. Why did he throttle?" So another early initiation from John Schaefer. I think that might have messed him up. Not messed him up, but it sort of set him up to be slower and sweeper there. Jake Gonzalez driving that front bumper along, and eventually, everyone's well. More origin last hit from Jake Gonzalez. He scoped earlier because he did get destroyed. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's not on that. But he probably still on that lap. I know he's feeling himself in there. Give it up for Jake Gonzalez. Give it up for John Schaefer. Got a winner here. 13 versus 14. LS versus JZ. Jeff's brother versus my son. Your son? Jake Gonzalez. I'm claiming him as my own. Boy loses 10 lashes. John Schaefer, a.k.a. Jeff Brother. Jeff Brother. I thought it was the Schaefer's racing lineup.
S14, not just Tiffany.
Maybe they are no longer in negotiations.
Well, all right. Well, John Schaefer and Tiffany. We did lose a bumper there from John Schaefer. He's been keeping his panels on for, it's been a lap record. It's been like 3 or 4 laps since he lost
a bumper will do.
Panel.
When he comes around here looking like an EXO car, pack it up, buddy.
All right, I see judges circling names and crossing things off. They're voting and deliberating, giving us ammo. And I see that we are lining back up for the one more time between TJ Hunt and Jackson Orr. So quickly after this battle, we'll be right back into the action. So what do we got? Jake Gonzalez with the win. Jake Gonzalez gets the win.
My son won.
So
never get a bet against a blood.
So Jake Gonzalez taking out Jeff's brother and Tiffany.
Jeff, I'm sorry your brother got taken out. But now you can take him to Chili's.
John Schaefer is just so unserious. It's hilarious.
Somebody called John Schaefer and said,
Chili's and salsa. Jeff is coming.
Don't make me have a driving by. I was going to say, I like turtles.
It took 4 seconds to come up with it.
I was going to John Schaefer come up with the I'm not writing anything. That's stupid. I'm not doing that.
All right, so we're going to revisit this battle between TJ Hunt and Jackson Orr. TJ Hunt, I'm not sure I'm not sure how much power that car makes, but it does look really cool, and I know that it's got a JZ in it.
Yes.
Jackson Orr in Jeff Jones borrowed demo car.
Jeff Jones.
And they're off. 370Z versus 370Z. TJ Hunt out front. Oh, there we go. A nice, grippy initiation there from TJ Hunt, smoking it up from the very start. Lots of speed, flying through the track. Oh, yeah, TJ dialed something. TJ dialed something in there. That car is ripping through the track now. Look at all the smoke pouring out of the car. I don't know what TJ
he did, whether it was a mental adjustment or a physical adjustment on the vehicle, but that was the lap we wanted to see. And Jack Orr just dropped something right there at the end. That's what it was.
You just said he gave the car a good old pep talk.
Gave it a smack on the rear end and fueled it back up and sang it.
Said, peas, look, peas, or peas.
But if you see right here what I'm saying, he initiates and the car's just so gripped up and he puts the power right to the ground, smokes it right up, flies through the sweeper, gets to the end there, just about taking out that outer cone, smoking it up again. It's almost like I swear he could have. Seems like he gripped the car up or something. Look at that thing moving through the track.
Test.
Oh yeah, just bing bong left and right. And Jackson Orr not far behind.
Easy like, I like it. As we get battle switched around, Jackson Orr.
Drivers. Now I want to see what Grant can do in the chase position with the power deficit there.
Remember, his chassis may be a little lighter.
Yeah, lighter chassis. He's got hot boy wheels though, Gary. So does Trent.
They're going to be cold boy wheels.
Both hot. We got hot boy wheels on both cars here. I believe Trent's got hot boy wheels on his car. Looks like it. With Grant chopping with the. Is it VSK or something?
Front, yeah. Okay, you smart. Slow down.
Real powerful, nice initiation from Trent. Grant actually doing a really good job with the proximity there. Down in the right and having no trouble keeping up with Trent. Trent looks like a clinic here. The ESR wheels, E46, so that thing's just flying. That thing makes like 10 power here. So
just slightly outclassing vehicle here, but driving-wise, man, Grant just doing a perfect job keeping all the proximity you possibly can with the power deficit there. Give it up for Grant Anderson.
That's all he really can do.
I mean, that's dude, that's the best you're gonna get with that power deficit. He was on him through the sweeper. I mean, there's guys here that had 200 more horsepower than the car they were chasing, and had a bigger gap than Grant did in the sweeper, chasing a car with 400 more horsepower than he got.
The hard part is going to be, is it going to be a one more time, or do we know? Oh, he's getting out the car.
Give it up for Grant Anderson. Give it up for Trent Beecham as well.
He forgot to put his car in gear. Grant, good job, buddy. This ain't your first rodeo, huh?
So Trent Beecham gets the win. But crazy chase there for Grant Anderson. Almost staying on the door there through the entire sweeper.
Grant Anderson with the most beautifulest mullet out here.
Right here.
Look at that.
What a beautiful shot there from our drone pilots. Look at the VSKS.
All I hear is, take me higher, a little Van Halen for the power.
This is that's like a danger zone,
right? The zone's already been out of danger. Okay. Grant, get back by your car. Stop talking. That's me clapping. That's me clapping.
I see Josh Stewart. Uh-oh. Where's Logan Hunter? Oh, Logan Hunter's warming up the tires. So Josh Stewart, Logan Hunter. Logan Hunter back today after blowing his motor yesterday. They did a motor swap last night. He's back in competition. And man, the things that some of these drivers go through and prevail through, right? So this guy blew his engine last night. And keep in mind the other things that this guy's been through. I mean, he's had to go through an entire chassis, an entire build where he had to rebuild the whole car from scratch. And now he blew up his motor day of qualifying. And then, tomorrow is competition.
Nobody.
We did.
We did it?
Yeah, Trent got the win.
Okay. Big Trent. Trent dog. T-R.
Alright, so we're gonna have Josh Stewart out front first, and Logan Hunter's gonna chase him down.
Big thank you to Josh Stewart. I was at Vegas Drift a couple of weeks ago, and he gave me some pointers to get through the course.
So Josh Stewart with a slightly early initiation here, but wow, running the wall to almost. Building a gap here is Josh Stewart. Logan Hunter gonna dive, and he does. Close the gap as much as he could there. Josh Stewart drawing a nice line, smoking it up. Gonna fill that outer zone just like we want to see it. Logan Hunter doing a good job of slowly closing the gap throughout the entire lap. At the very end, getting real close there, within a car length.
That was beautiful. It's good to see Logan out here to lose a chassis, lose an engine yesterday, and still be back out here.
That's what I'm saying, and doing well too. That motor's got all of maybe 12 hours on it. Been in there for less than a day, and we're out here. Top 32, Logan Hunter, Josh Stewart. Flip him up here. The aerial drone view. And I heard the call, Gary. I heard somebody say send cars, so I'm assuming these cars are going to go here pretty soon. There we go, Logan Hunter in the lead position for us.
Josh Stewart in the chase.
Josh Stewart doing oh wow, big time for Josh Stewart. Probably one of the closer laps we've seen, if not the closest. Logan Hunter with a bunch of angle there through that last through the outer zone. Josh Stewart right on the door there, but Logan Hunter letting it all hang out, smoking up the track.
The hardest part about this now is the consistency of Josh Stewart versus Logan. You can see that here. Unlike the other battle, a little bit of wavery, Josh Stewart is just putting it in his door. He is staying consistent, following the same line as Logan Hunter without hesitation, not not flinching, not bobbling, just keeping
it on the door there.
That's all he can do. And in that chase run, your goal is to mimic what the driver in front of you is doing.
He did a great job there. Josh Stewart in the chase position did a super good job. Keep proximity while mirroring the angle there. So, what do we got here? All right, so it looks like we do have a winner here. I'm assuming we have a winner here. And Josh Stewart gets the win. Josh Stewart with the win. Moving on to the top 16. Give it up for Logan Hunter and Josh Stewart.
Beautiful. Give it up for him, people. Give it up for him, people. As we go back to our one more time battle with TJ Hunt versus Jackson Orr. Join you guys back down here. Jackson Orr, TJ Hunt. And now we will be able to establish dominance on this one more time, or will there be another one more time? That will be the determining factor of all of this right now. TJ Hunt is waiting at the moment. We are waiting at the moment for Jackson Orr to come, as we will get to our next battle. Sean Ellingworks versus Cody Breitenstein. Cody had a mishap here last year where he went against the K-Rail over yonder, and now he's back, but we are just currently waiting. He is in that beautiful LS1 nitrous-powered S13. Sean Ellingworth in the LS3 supercharged. So that'd be, I believe, 6.2 liters versus 5.7.
If you look at the wall over here, Gary, I did a thing. So there's a thing there. That's pretty cool.
Very nice.
All right, so we are moving on to the next battle, huh? We got a new battle coming up.
They
see
put
that
something
paper
on
there.
there.
We got to see Sean Illingworth. Sean Illingworth warming up his tires. So Sean Illingworth, Cody Breitenstein. Cody Breitenstein's got a special graphic for us today. In observance of Autism Awareness Month.
Yes.
So we got a cool drawing on the top of his car. You guys definitely want to check that out. Hopefully get a drone shot of that. Drawings by Trent on Instagram. Drawings by Trent did a cool little graphic on the top of his car. So shout out to Cody Breitenstein for bringing awareness to autism this month. It's Autism Awareness Month, and there's a cool little graphic right on top of his car commemorating that.
There was a young man I met with his mother in the parking lot a little bit before I came up here, and they were telling me about Autism Awareness Month, and then also he's a fan of driving, so he was explaining about the events going on this week. I forgot what it was called, but I'm excited that we can get all forms of life and people out here.
That's right. All walks of life, Gary. All walks of life can enjoy HOTPIT Autofest. It is for everyone. We are open to everybody. It's a family event. Bring your kids. I wish we could bring our dogs and our cats.
What?
I want my cat, Gary.
Bring Mr. What's his name?
His name's Kevin.
Kev.
My cat, Kevin. Shout out. All right, so Sean Illingworth out front. Cody Breitenstein going to chase him down with the Drawings by Trent graphic. Make sure you don't miss it. So Sean Illingworth out front. That car is sick. Nice little e-brake initiation. They're going to keep it smooth. And flying through that sweeper is Cody Breitenstein trying to close that gap. A little bit of contact there for Cody Breitenstein. A little too aggressive. Sean Illingworth not phased. Going to keep it rolling. Doing a great job filling the zone there is Sean. Cody Breitenstein cleaning it up at the end of the lap there and catching up again.
Go back to the replay here.
Yeah, so let's watch the recap. You could just about see that little graphic there I'm talking about on the top of Cody Breitenstein's car as Cody dives in here in that Replay. Oh man, just barely taps there the rear end of Sean Illingworth. All right, so Cody out front in the bright racing S13. Bright Racing Circuit Performance S13 there for Cody Bridenstine. And on to the second half of this battle. Here we go. So Cody Bridenstine in the Bright Racing Circuit Performance S13 out front. We got Sean Illingworth. Oh, man. Uh-oh. That's not what we want to see there from Cody Bridenstine. Sean Illingworth just having getting a free day here in that Spectre-built 350Z. Gonna shut it down. So, man, that's unfortunate there. We're gonna want to run it. We're gonna want to see that one back, Gary. And a little bit of damage there on the back of Cody Bridenstine's car. I'm not super sure. I wasn't there for that. I'm not super sure what happened there. Oh yeah, so just a tiny bit of contact there from Sean Illingworth, and just enough to send him pendulum him out of it. You know, you hit him this way, and you kind of force a weight transfer. It's like the little ball you pull, you hit on one side, and then the other ball on the other side. You know? Yeah, that is a villain thing, huh? Yeah, so man, just the tiniest bit here of contact, but just enough to, I mean, you can see how much it upsets the car of Cody Bridenstine. Just a tap on the door and it sends him flying. So he was already right there at the end of, you know, when you're at the end of your weight transfer and your car's already kind of wanting to swing back, if you mess with the car at that point, like you're not gonna have a great time trying to keep that thing settled. As you can see there, ending up 180. You know, it's just a roof. You put it's the same chassis, put a new roof on it. But there we go with the graphic there from Drawings by Trent. Different, not less. It's a shark. It's like a raccoon riding a shark, Gary. That sounds like a tattoo I'd get. It's a shark dome. All right, so no flatbed needed for Cody Bridenstine, not this time. Sean Illingworth going to make his way back down here. I mean, how does this one go? Because how does this go? You know, which way does this go? As far as the judges definitely aren't having the greatest time right now. That can't be fun. I have no clue how it goes because, okay, if we look back at the first lap, what happened? We had a pretty clean lap for the most part, except for Cody Bridenstine swung in, kind of dropped two tires and had a little bit of contact with the back of Sean's car. It didn't upset Sean's car enough to affect his lap, and Cody was able to get back on track, close the gap, and finish out the lap. And then in the next lap, Sean taps Cody's car in the initiation. Cody doesn't even get to finish his lap, neither does Sean. And I'm assuming it's going to be Sean's fault because that was a slow area. You're allowed to brake there. Yeah, so I have no idea. I don't know how this goes. I'm not sure. You always want to go, if one lap is complete and the other lap, you always want to go with the bigger mistake, right? Who made the bigger mistake? But I don't know. I'm not super sure who made the bigger mistake. I mean, is blowing way off track and making contact with the lead driver a bigger mistake than tapping the lead driver and making him spin? I don't know. I'm gonna go eavesdrop. How about that?
Here's one here, hustle. Hello. As we wait to see what exactly is going on, will it be Cody Breitenstein? Will it be Sean Illingsworth? Will it be the viewers at home? Can you guys hear us in the live stream? How are we doing? How are you guys doing? Try to follow up on my phone right now. That way we can get an exact Hot Pit Autofest growl up. There we go. There we go. Everybody in here, everybody here. I'm barely getting into the scene, and that is one of the things that I don't understand. At a certain point, if you're a pro, all right. It looks like we are going to go one more time. There's a deliberate decision from the judges.
So I went out to talk to the judges, and they literally verbatim repeated back to me what I said as their opinion. So it's just, how do you judge it? There's one lap that was unjudgeable because he didn't even get to do the lap, and the same dude goes 4 tires off in his chase. So like, what do you do? You know, it's just, it was an unjudgeable right there. So you just kind of have to run that one back.
With any more loudness, we're working with what we got here.
All right, you know who else is working with what they got is Jackson Orr.
There we go.
In a borrowed Jeff Jones Racing 370Z and TJ Hunt. Wow, that looked really cool. Just roasting the tires to catch up.
You saw that
Just
smoke?
digging through. And that's the fun thing about having power, Gary, is you get to do that. Look at Jackson Orr with all the angle, putting the cones everywhere, and TJ Hunt with the proximity.
TJ Hunt giving a big stiff arm.
Got that 1,000-pound magnet in the front bumper, just hitching a ride there with Jackson Orr through the track.
That's what he did.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, where's he going? Oh, that was. Oh, that's right, because he had to call a timeout.
Yeah, so that was Jackson Orr had returned to the pits. I think did a 5-minute or something. Maybe had to do something for safety reasons or something like that. But that was the second half of the one more time.
Do you think Jackson Orr has aura?
Jackson Aura Orr.
He does.
He's got crazy aura, man. He's got that whole majestic vibe going on with the majestic beard and the majestic hair.
He looked like Tom Hanks in Castaway. Wilson. Shout out.
Yeah, he's got his Castaway going for sure. Castaway, Passion of the Christ type vibe.
Jim Caviezel in the house.
Mm-hmm.
He looked like the Big Lebowski, but not big. Just the Lebowski.
He's the average size Lebowski.
He's the guy.
All right, so this one's gonna be, I think, easier to judge because they were pretty clear runs. Nothing real crazy happening here. Look at the Evil Auto Works 370Z. All right, so we do have a winner. This battle will come to an end. TJ Hunt gets the win. TJ Hunt moving on to the top 16. And give it up for Jackson Orr. Showing out here in a borrowed car. And TJ Hunt not in a borrowed car, but in a different car.
How many cars does that man
He's
have?
probably ran 4 different chassis in Hot Pit. I want to say that TJ Hunt's ran the most amount of vehicles in Hot Pit.
Supra, Corvette, and Z.
And Z. Two different Zs.
Yeah, Z, not a stock.
There was a Z with nitrous, and now he's got the Valvoline Z. So he's rocked 4 different chassis. I think he's rocked the most amount of chassis. The biggest chassis variance here at Hot Pit Autofest. I see Blaze Potts warming up, and Blaze Potts got time to slap his livery on in the offseason, so his car is back.
There he goes, Cole Richards.
Cole Richards.
That young man right there, turning back the hands of time. Such a smooth face, but Blaze Potts, shout out to him. He sends me videos of his dog.
Blaze Potts, like I said, on the offseason, got that car together, got it looking right with the new orange, got the new livery on there. And speaking of paint, that black is blackened, Gary.
You know, black's the fastest color in the universe.
Yes, it is. Cole Richards' car is absolutely, and it could be a show car. That car could be, you could park that car at a show and it might take, it would take some trophies, even against some cars that are dedicated show cars.
I'll give you this, the best FRS I've seen in a minute.
It's a real nice car.
It
sounds real good as well.
Simple. Coffee cake intake, K&N setup, 427 LS. And he said, this is my practice car.
That's the practice car, right? So Cole Richards out front, Blaze Potts gonna chase him down. Listen how cool this thing sounds. Lots of angle from Cole Richards. Angle and smoke and speed. He's also out of there, is Cole Richards.
First person to go sideways through that straight. Like actually sideways, not the
Oh, man, Cole Richards is out of there. Blaze Potts gonna have to dive in a little hard here. Man, that car is putting down. So that car is putting down some power, man.
7200 doesn't seem like a lot, but for an LS, NA,
that is a build right there. And Blaze Potts looking really good out in the chase position, but just not able to close the gap. And Cole Richards just, I mean, that car's crazy.
Hit you with the Chris quote. With Chris quote. Right you are.
Right you are, Gary. I mean, whoa, yeah, that thing's flying through the track. And yeah, I mean, that's just tons of smoke. And Blaze Potts doing an amazing job. His lap was super good out back, just the proximity. I think it's gonna be Blaze will have a little bit better of a chance to shine here out front. He's not gonna be able to get bullied. He's gonna set the pace here.
I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see it.
Blaze Potts in the Scoundrel Motorsports Competition RX-7, the Fire Dragon, we like to call it, battling Cole Richards. 21 years old, Gary. 21 years old, Cole Richards.
Cole Richards, I got Transformers older than you.
The Cole Richards Racing Toyota GT86. And yeah, that thing is just built to the T. That's a build there.
I wanted to build that FRS.
Not everybody gets a chassis like that.
Nope. Such a well put together. Most people used to talk mess about the FRS, but now they're seeing more development.
A lot of the Quarterworks cars tend to come out like that. Just tip top builds. And look at Blaze Potts initiating on the wall. And look at the smoke's pouring off of Blaze Potts as well.
Boy.
Doing a real good job flying through that sweeper. Cole Richards banging in the door there of Blaze Potts. Blaze Potts drawing a beautiful smoky line here. Hitting the outer zone, filling the outer zone perfectly. Cole Richards banging in the quarter panel there. And Blaze Potts rounding out the lap. Smoke billowing off the side of that FC3S RX-7. And Blaze Potts out front, Cole Richards out back. Give it up for both these drivers. Cole Richards was digging in on there, man. That was crazy. Cole Richards got into him twice. But Blaze Potts able to get away from him here and there. But man,
it's so nice.
The level of that car is built to. That's got to be like, you know,
the driving.
It's like great. I mean, the driving, the level of driving from both drivers is up there. It's there. But that chassis, that's a crazy build. And look at Blaze Potts, just so smooth, swinging it out, angle to angle, lock to lock.
Could have guessed that for you.
Let's see if we got a winner. Got David Carey out there, said, I didn't want to work today, but here he goes.
Koya Works in the group chat on the live stream. Pick up your DMs. Your boy's been trying to holla at you. Shout out to Greg and all the boys down there, because if you don't pick them up, then I'm going to come pick you up.
I ain't seen Greg in a while.
Right? I like his little, I like his drift reviews.
Greg Bussell?
Event reviews.
All right, so Cole Richards and Blaze Potts.
Will it be Cole Richards? Will it be Blaze Potts?
Will it be Blaze Potts? Look at that, the LED S5 taillights right there. Shining. I love those cars, man.
Is that what those taillights are?
They're S5, yeah, they're just LED ones.
What's that mean? I know.
Well,
LED.
the S5 is the series. It's like S13, S14.
Ah.
There's an S4 FC and an S5 FC.
Okay, okay. I'm understanding now.
Yeah, he's got the newer taillights. And Cole Richards with the win. Cole Richards gets the win.
Congratulations, Cole Richards. We will see you in the top 16.
We'll see you in the top 16. Give it up for Blaze Potts, man. That door with a fresh battle wound there.
It seems all of our young guns are just taking out the elderly.
Yeah, man. It's
the Sorensen, 12 years old. Cole Richards,
is Cameron
18.
Sorensen 12 years old?
I want to say he's like 12, 13 years old.
That's crazy. He tried. What? That's insane. I was trying to learn my kick flips when I was 12 and 13, gang.
Yo, yet again, our parents didn't let us build drift cars.
All right, here we go. Jerry Johnson, all smiles. The number 97 GT86. That car is pretty crazy too, man. And Ryan Fisher, the Chevy LSX 454, 550 horsepower BMW F22. Ryan Fisher in the Fisher Firearms HGK F22 Eurofighter. Fisher Firearms, that's a cool name for a company, huh?
Fisher Price.
Fisher Price. It's a lot cooler than Fisher Price. So Jerry Johnson's gonna lead for us. And I saw Jerry Johnson in practice and qualifying. He was looking hot, as always.
Ryan Fisher.
All right, here we go. Jerry Johnson out front. You can hear that thing screaming already. Nice flick initiation.
Well, listen,
Jerry Johnson just swanging it out. They slingshot it out there to that outer zone. And riding the wall. Using all, 7, 8, 9,000 RPMs he's got?
You hear
what
that
is it?
thing screaming? How can you deny a V8 when it sounds as great as that,
Just
brother?
The sound of just bald eagles and what else, Gary? What's more? Bald eagles and hot dogs and cheeseburgers?
Bald eagles, baseball, pickleball.
Oh, pickleball's a new one, huh? Look at Jerry Johnson, man. All just so much power. I don't know I don't know if it's the power of the gearing or the overall setup of the car, but the way it's able to hold angle, build speed, and fly through the sweeper is crazy.
All of it.
All of it.
All of it.
I can do one of those things at once. I get to pick one, Gary.
Which one you want?
Well, in this event, it would be build speed and then go sideways. These guys. All right. Ryan Fisher going to switch it up. Ryan Fisher, the Fisher Firearms Eurofighter. Going to be chased down by Mr. Jerry Johnson. Jerry Johnson. What a NASCAR name, you know? Like you would have that engine.
Man sells guns to the DOD.
Huh, really?
Yeah.
That is okay.
That's a flex.
That's one way to fund a drift career.
Say the quickest way to be a millionaire in motorsports is to start off as a billionaire.
All right, so Ryan Fisher out front. Jerry Johnson, Ryan Fisher going to transition and put the wings on and fly out there. Jerry Johnson, lots of angle, but still able to close the proximity there. Just reeling him in. And a good job painting the line there on the outer zones, Ryan Fisher. Lots of smoke, good proximity though from Jerry Johnson, not letting him leave him, not letting him leave his sight, let alone get a few feet.
Let's see here in the replay.
The replay. So we'll go to the replay. So nice, even initiation there. Jerry Johnson mirroring the line of Ryan Fisher while working on that proximity. And there it goes. He's going to dive in there, go back to mirroring the line that Ryan Fisher's making. And Ryan Fisher doing a real good job of putting the car where he needs it to be, filling the zones, hitting the goes. Real smooth lead there from Ryan Fisher, making it an easy job for Jerry Johnson to just mirror the line, keep really good proximity throughout the entire lap.
Beautiful.
And winner is Jerry Johnson. Jerry Johnson gets the win. Jerry Johnson gets the win. And the difference there, Gary, is just going to be his ability to keep the proximity, because Ryan Fisher did a really good job in the chase, really good job in the lead position, but the proximity from Jerry Johnson, unmatched.
I mean, you hear that thing screaming?
I feel so bad for those tires on the back of his car. He's got, what, 700 horsepower, and he's rocking RPF 1s. Like, those things got to be just zipping off, man.
They're light. They're already running light wheels.
That's what I'm saying. So right back to the pits there. And I see, it looks like Zendara Kennedy. Where did my layout go?
Versus Luke Pacula.
I lost my paper. So that is Zendara Kennedy. So Zendara Kennedy is going to go up against JDM Bugger, Luke Pacula.
One of two female drivers at this event.
One of two female drivers at this event. Showing out, showing down in the Boss S14.
Just going over some notes, everybody, trying to get everything right before we get into our last two battles of the top 16.
One more time. And Zendara Kennedy flicking it out, lots of angle. Oh, the smoke just billowing off of the back of that Boss S14 and gives Luke Pacula a chance to dive in there. Zendara Kennedy getting them wheels spinning. Nice little transition to the outer zone, punting some cones there. That's how you know the zone is filled. And Luke Pacula keeping the proximity. So very evenly matched cars there. I like this battle. They're able to stay with each other, dive in, or Luke Pacula is able to dive in when he wants to dive in. Zendara Kennedy digging out of the corners, smoking up the straight, smoking up the zones. That was a real good battle, Gary. I think it's gonna be fun to watch in the reverse as well. Luke Pacula out front, and Zendara Kennedy in the chase.
And we are back at the start line. We've got Luke Pacula in the JDM Booger S14 and Zendara Kennedy in the S14 Boss car. And her info is to be determined.
We don't got a lot of info on Zendara Kennedy just yet. But interesting fact about Luke Pacula is they've been building their team over the last 10 years. And he says this isn't just a job, it's not just a sport, it's actually a way of life for him. So whether he was making money doing this or not, I believe Luke Pacula would still be here regardless. Burning tires, out here banging doors and burning tires for sure. So Luke Pacula out front. Zendara Kennedy, chase him down, see if we get some door action.
Just waiting and debating.
Waiting and debating, Gary.
That's all we can do. That's all we can do as we check into the live streams. Whoa, what happened?
I know something we could do.
What?
There we go.
Oh!
I look at perfect. I sent him. So Luke Pacula out front. And Zendara Kennedy. I think she was expecting initiation there, spun the tires, and then ended up initiating slightly differently. But Luke Pacula feeling the zone, feeling that getting out there. Zendara Kennedy trying to reel him back in here. And there we go, getting some of that proximity back from Zendara Kennedy. But Luke Pacula is already transitioning. He's out of there as he grabs a cone into that last corner.
And
So nice, smooth little lead lap there from Lupacula. I think Zadar Kennedy spun her tires off of the line and had kind of a difficult time keeping up, or at least initiating when she wanted to because of that. I believe that's going to be that would probably be the mistake in her run, and why she wasn't able to keep up from the very start. Was her car just was ripping the tires through the earth right there at the beginning of the lap.
That's going to definitely be one of the things.
And that's a hard one. Has that ever happened to you? Like, has somebody ever been revving at you at a red light and you know your car's faster than theirs?
It happened yesterday.
And then you go to take off on them and you just spin, wah, bah, 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 and then they take off and they think that they won, but you're like...
There's always some old dude in a C8.
Well, to be fair, an old dude in a C8 would destroy me, but, you know, I'm talking about other cars.
What's that thing got? What's in that thing? That's a Corvette. Is this Corvette too? I'm like, whatever.
All right. All right, so Sean Illingworth and Cody Breinstein lining it back up. But before we do, the judges are going to have to tell us who won the battle here between Luke Pacula and Zendara Kennedy.
Who won?
I'm not super sure. I have my obviously what I think or who I think won, but we never know, Gary.
Who do you think won?
I believe Luke Pacula got it, and just because, like I said in the beginning of Zendara Kennedy's chase lap, she spun off the line, and that typically hurts your chances of keeping up with the lead drivers if you're spinning off the line and they're not. So Luke Pacula does get the win. Luke Pacula gets the win, but give a big shout out to Zendara Kennedy for being out here, one of our 2 female drivers, making it happen.
Car sounds amazing. Did Luke get 3rd last time?
Luke Pacula yes, Luke Pacula podium last time. It was Aaron.
2nd.
Aaron was 2nd, yeah.
I'm noticing Aaron Velasquez, our 2nd place round 1 winner, is not here.
He was taken out by, I think, was it Jake or Blaze? Blaze Potts or Jake, one of the homies took him out.
Blaze Potts.
It was homie on homie crime for sure.
Murder, she wrote. Murder, murder. Go. We got a one more time battle happening again. Sean Ellingsworth versus Cody Breitenstein. Let's go.
Sean Illingworth in the Spectre Built 350Z. Cody Breitenstein in the Bright Racing Circuit Performance S13. Let's get it. Sean Illingworth out front. Cody Breitenstein chasing. And Sean Illingworth, he knows the technique now. He's just going to slingshot his way through that sweeper. And Cody Breitenstein, he got a technique too. He said, I'm going to cut the line here just to get on your door and then give it to you. And there he is. Sean Illingworth filling out his own, smoking it up. Cody Breitenstein doing a real good job of staying with him. Didn't get lost that time.
It's nice, but you saw that gap he put on him in that little... But that's just bound to happen.
There's a gap. I mean, it's the nature of this track. Either you're on their door or there's a gap. You know.
I always wonder why we don't see any Corollas out here. Some 886s.
The level of competition. Corollas are just not up to par. I mean, there was a reason Takayama ended up. You know, he just couldn't. Not gonna say that it's impossible, but there's a reason that Takayama he had to bow out eventually of FD. You know what I'm saying? The chassis and he says it himself. The chassis just couldn't keep up anymore. The highest level of build A86 is like at best Pro-Am. You know,
that hurts.
It does, but unless you completely modernize the chassis or something. There we go. Cody Breitenstein out front. See what we get here. Big flick from Cody, right to angle. You know, smash through. There he goes. That's the technique right there, Cody. You got a slingshot through that sweeper. And Sean Illingworth with a similar gap in the chase.
Sean Illingworth now he's playing catch up.
Now he's playing catch up. And you see, look at all the smoke pouring off of Cody's car there. As we round out that lap, Sean Illingworth closing maybe a car length worth of that gap at the end of the lap there. What do you think, Gary?
It's hard to determine because both runs are dang near the same thing.
Yeah, that was very similar runs and chases. I mean, leads and chases.
I want to say Sean had just a little bit cleaner follow than Cody. Whereas you see right here in his zones, like Cody kind of dived in a little bit, but he still followed that line that he needs to do for those zones. And even right here, it's just a distance, but I think Sean did miss that outer zone there.
But overall, other than that, he was mirroring the chase pretty well.
It's probably okay.
All right, so there is a winner. Sean Illingworth gets the win. Sean Illingworth gets the win.
I was about to say it's going to be the Sean and probably one more time.
Yeah. Shout out again to Cody Bridenstine for bringing awareness and observance to Autism Awareness Month.
Thank you.
And shout out to Drawings by Trent.
And we got one more battle. Alex Ferreira versus Dino Childs. Dino Child, the size of a child.
Dino Child and Alex Ferreira.
Alex looking like.
Does Alex make 1,000 horsepower, really?
I don't know.
That's crazy.
I don't know. I don't think he's lying about it.
I don't think he would lie either. But man, that's crazy. I've never driven a 1,000 horsepower car before.
It's scary. It is because it's so much right now.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, like once you pass like 600 horsepower, power to weight ratio. Excuse me, my mouth was wet. I didn't want to try to. No diddy. Hold on.
Well, while you clear that up, I'm going to take a shout to take a moment to shout out our sponsors. Shout out to Jeff Jones Racing, Big Duck Club, Big Drift Energy, BC Racing, Wise Fab, Action Clutch, the Prisma Lab, Lockdown Performance, and Tesla.
Give a big shout out to our tire sponsors, that's Tino Tires, Zec Nova Tires, X-Comp Tires, and Valino Tires for helping all our drivers be able to facilitate that rubber to the ground to give the smoke that gets the people going. And the United States Marine Corps.
They just came on this year, Gary. They've been an awesome partner. Go ahead and talk to your local recruiters. They're awesome people. They'll point you in the right direction. They'll get you going if it's something you want to do. Awesome careers available from the United States Marine Corps. Definitely give them a shout.
The few, the power.
Here we go, Gary. We got Alex Ferreira out front. Dino Child. Dino Child right behind him, actually. Gonna close that proximity here for Dino Child, and Alex Ferreira drawing a real nice line. Lots of smoke, showing off that 1,000 horsepower. Coyote Turbo. Gets right up there to the zone, fills it nice and high. Good smoke. Good proximity from Dino.
I believe Dino's running a stock crate LS3?
Yeah, so Dino's got a crate motor in there. I think, how much power did he say it made? Like 545,
600 on nitrous.
600, oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
it's
600.
It's 525 with a 100 shot of nitrous, put 600 to the ground.
So
that's
for
rad.
people that don't know what a crate engine is, it's pretty much you'll call your local Summit, Jegs, be like, I want to get a crate engine. Cost you a pretty penny.
A crate engine is like a meal prep for cars.
Yeah,
you know?
It's already like it's already a pro-built deck.
Yeah, it's like meals delivered to your door. You just kind of put it in the thing and press the button.
Can I get a Jamie
Thomas?
Thomas?
Little more to it than that.
Oh,
but so Dino Child out front, one of our only big wing havers out here. Used to be a trend, Gary. Big wings. Not everybody's doing it anymore.
No, they don't have no more style anymore.
So Dino Child putting that 600 horsepower to use. Gonna try to put a gap there on Alex. Alex Ferreira said, nuh-uh. I got more power than you, bud. I'm coming. And there we go. The gap is being closed there from Alex Ferreira. Dino Child, though, drawing a real nice line. Smoking it up. Got lots of smoke pouring off the back of that car. All right, Alex Ferreira doing a good job closing the proximity. And Dino doing a great job as well, drawing a real nice line. That's the line you want to draw. Less power, but still able to put on a little bit of a gap there in that sweeper.
We go back to this replay right now.
Dino initiating right on the wall, too.
Right there with that wing.
Painting it red.
Can we bring big wings back?
Yeah, remember when Hurt kind of made it cool for a while, and then everybody built Hurt's car, and it was like, okay, well, this is old.
Yeah.
And then, now we're back to, like,
where's the originality? Like everybody.
duck bells and...
We're back. What's the trend now with the kids? I don't even know.
I don't know, but BN and Big Country Labs was a thing for a long time. And Dino Child gets the win. Dino Child gets the win. Moving on to the top 16.
There you go.
And Alex Ferreira did a real good job too. That was must have been within a few points of each other. So top 32, Gary. That was a fun top 32. Got through a good amount of battles in a good amount of time.
Shout out to the people in the live stream watching from Arizona, all around. Somebody's trying to correct me when I know what I said, but I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to leave it alone.
All right, so it's been fun out here, Gary. It's a beautiful day here at Kern County Raceway, watching our friends battle it out here and burn some tires. What's going to be your favorite battle of this top 32?
I want to say the Sorensens. The
Oh, yeah.
Sorensens,
Oh, yeah.
that one right there, watching little man put it on his
Dude.
sister.
Cameron Sorensen.
Yes. Yeah, I was, because out of all day I've seen people initiate, wave around, but Cameron Sorensen put it in and said it, even when he chased his sister and dove in and just said it.
And I'm telling you, he enters the corner and he grabs a degree of angle and he's holding it until he leaves that corner. If you go back and watch those laps, I mean, it's almost computerized. It almost looks AI generated. How smooth he's gliding through each transition and then right to lock again. Oh man, beautiful run from Cameron, taking out his sister there in the top 32. I think one of the better battles for me is going to be Josh Mason versus who was he chasing down? He was in. It was also a fast car.
Nathan McGuire.
No, it was Justin Leonard.
Yeah.
So it was another fast car, but not particularly. It wasn't the battle so much. That was my favorite part. It was the first time that we seen somebody keep proximity through the sweeper.
Yes.
And that's what I want the drivers to set that standard. I want any driver to set that standard because that's what we want to see. If all the chase drivers are glued to the door through that sweeper there, that's the most exciting run. That's the most exciting outcome. That's the way you're going to win the battles. So that was the highlight for me right there was seeing Josh Mason put it on the door there through the sweeper because that's what we want to see.
I think going into the top 16 that we've gotten to the point where it's just going to be heavy hitters versus heavy hitters.
Yeah, so now I think we're gonna start. We're starting to dial it down, right? We're trimming off the fat, and we're gonna start to see some of the more aggressive drivers, some of the more tame drivers that are maybe more technical, and that's why maybe that's why they're advancing. But it's gonna get real close here, and I'm assuming the proximity is only gonna get tighter. Lots of horsepower here, Gary.
The day is going on, and the one thing that's played a great factor is the weather. It's been consistent, so the track temps are nice. These tires aren't getting too melty, not all like D-Landy and all that.
It's not as hot as it was. It was super hot last time, and the cars can be temperamental. It can make the heat adds tons of factors to any race event.
Yes.
I mean, from the way the tires are sticking to the ground to the way your engine's running, all kinds. It messes with all kinds of things. Where you might even have to change your tune, adjust your tune for the humidity, the altitude, things like that. So. It's great that we have nice weather and the cars are all running good, seemingly so. We had a couple motors blow, but we made it. Right. Logan Hunter made it back, swapped his motor. Yeah, man, it's good to see. Lots of beautiful cars. One thing that I do notice, too, is about the lineup is, man, everybody's got a beautiful car now.
Yes.
Just about everyone's car is built to the T. Aside from a few cars that are going to look really nice when they're done, right? They're still works in progress, like Cameron Sorensen's car. You could tell, beautiful build, right? But obviously didn't get around to doing the graphics just yet. But other than that, man, I mean, everybody's showing out here. Yeah, you can park all these cars next to each other. It looked like we're having a car show.
And the best thing about that for people at home that don't realize is this is a representation of yourself and your sponsors. So when you make your car look better, people want to take more pictures. People want to run through the courses, and they want to ask who you are, what you do, this, that, and the third. And it's just overall, and especially here at Hot Pit, us being a still grassroots level.
We're still in our infancy,
yes.
And we're blessed to be able to work with the partners that we work with again. Like we're working with the U.S. Marine Corps, working with Jeff Jones Racing, Big Duck Club, Big Draft Energy, BC Racing, YSFAB, Action Club, the Prisma Lab, Lockdown Performance, Tesla, Zestino Tires, Zeknova Tires, XCOM Tire, Valino Tires, all these people that support us. And while we're still in our infancy and building this to what we have, I mean, looking out to the crowd, looking out to the pits right now, you wouldn't think we only started just a few years ago at Orange Show Speedway, Gary.
Man, if we could go back in time to when people were bringing stock-powered E36s going 5 more times against a pro-level car.
Shout out to the people's champ.
Yes.
As I know him, but Mike Porte down there with TJ on the pits. Throwing it to you.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. I'm down here with TJ Hunt. TJ, coming into round 2, you're in your original car that you were supposed to drive in round 1, but it wasn't ready. So you got it ready. Tell us a little bit about this track and how the layout is and how your car is faring well with it. And your one more.
Is definitely difficult. That long stretch into this like outer zone 2 is challenging, which is really fun. But throughout end of practice sales, like guys,
if you guys do want to check out our live stream and the live pit interviews that are going on, definitely check out the YouTube. Go to youtube.com.
Come to think of it, when we go with Jackson, all of a sudden I just lose all of my boost. So we've been fighting this minor boost leak for a while and couldn't figure it out, and now we just did, and then we got it fixed for the next run with Jackson, and we're like, oh, there we are. Now we're making boost. The car feels great. And yeah, this track is challenging. It's high speed and takes a lot of commitment and not to get stuck in that smoke line. So you really have to enter on that interclip 1 at the right sweet spot to make that early transition to like find that pocket coming down too.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to enter at the perfect speed to get that straight. Where that
right in front of the intercooler. And we always do a visual check. And man, we've been talking about it. It must have been super minor. I'm talking like maybe 5-6 pound boost since the start of yesterday. Just slow started to creep. I got in my own head and didn't trust my instinct that something was different with the car. And we got lucky there. Got the one more time, found the fix, and now we're ready to rock and roll.
Awesome, man. Well, we'll see you out there for top 16.
Yes, you will.
Good luck. Back to you guys. They put me on the...
Hell yeah.
Watch.
When we talk about motorsport, I imagine everyone thinks of the car, the driver, the engine, but all too often, we forget the one thing. And I emphasize the one thing that connects the car to the track. And it's partly because of this that you'll either win or lose. The tire. Be efficient, be quick, be high performing. Zegnova tires.
Soundstripe.
When we talk about motorsport, I imagine everyone thinks of the car, the driver, the engine, but all too often, we forget the one thing. And I emphasize the one thing that connects the car to the track. And it's partly because of this that you'll either win or lose. The tire. Be efficient, be quick, be high performing. Zegnova tires. When we talk about motorsport, I imagine everyone thinks of the car, the driver, the engine, but all too often, we forget the one thing. And I emphasize the one thing that connects the car to the track. And it's partly because of this that you'll either win or lose. The tire. Be efficient, be quick, be high performing. Zegnova tires.
Pizza! Pizza! I can't do that. I'll get the